Oh, kia ora, welcome to my channel. This is my third take of making this video, this welcome to my channel video. And I want to talk to you about that. I want to be transparent and talk to you about that. But before I do, just want to introduce myself for those of you who haven't crossed paths with me online before. My name is Jade Benioni. I'm based here in Melbourne, Australia. Nam is the First Nations Indigenous name for Melbourne here in Australia. So this is the land in which I am based on. I am a Cook Island Māori Indigenous woman from Aotearoa, New Zealand, and yeah, also from the Cook Islands. And yeah, I'm a human, firstly. But for the context of why I'm like making a YouTube channel, to express my human, and to help other humans, know who they are and understand their behavior a bit more, and just to be all good in who they are. I am a coach, you could say. But again, labels, not my most favorite thing. So I use these labels lightly, but a coach is what I would call myself. That's what I have kind of applied myself to be, but again, use it lightly, because just use it lightly. So I help people know themselves, understand themselves, validate and confirm their uniqueness. Unearth Your Worth is the name of my business, but it's more than a business, just like I'm more than a coach. Unearth Your Worth is a container that I get to play in. It's a space, it's a container that I get to work with, men and women within. It's a container that I get to create, that I get to play, that I get to pioneer, my own frontiers, and helping others to know themselves so they can pioneer theirs. Like, that's the container that Unearth Your Worth is. It's more than a business. And so when I boil down what I'm about, I am about helping people know themselves. What I have found over the last 6 years of building this business, brand, movement, whatever you want to call it, to help you understand it, but over the last 6 years of being online, creating not just content, but creating connection between wisdom that helps activate people and the people that it's meant for. So connecting this wisdom with the people that it's meant for. 6 years of doing that in an online space, what I really have come to know is that when you know yourself deep, better than anyone else could claim to know you, that's when you're winning. You know what I'm saying? So I've created this channel. I want to welcome you all to this channel, because this is an extension. This is another place in which I will play and share things outside of my circles where I am really connected with people, like on Facebook and Instagram. I know people that I know and their friends kind of come into my circle, and it's kind of been safe. But now I really want to branch out, and further those connections out into the world, and to see who's out there. So up front, because I know myself and I know who I am and how it works for me, I have come to terms with, I am not for everybody, and a small percentage, very small percentage of people, of you, will actually hang around and, one, understand what I'm talking about, two, care what I'm talking about, and 3, a very small percentage of you are gonna like be hungry and activated for what I'm sharing with you here on this channel. A very small percentage. I'm very much at terms with that now. And just when I started like this channel this evening, I mean, it's been created for ages. I've had other YouTube channels, but you know, just as I said, this was my 3rd attempt on this video. And on the 1st attempt, I was so hyped, like I was so alive. I was admiring the lighting. I was admiring just the aesthetics of, you know, of the video. And I was just feeling so alive. By the 2nd one, I was kind of like, oh, why are you retaking the video? By the 3rd one, I was just like, so I really needed to out on this video the fact that I was making it 3 times and I was becoming self-conscious. And you know, whenever I become self-conscious about something, I just tell the truth on it. I just be honest about it, because that's the thing that helps me come back to my truth, helps me snap out of, you know, the mind games, you know, because in the 1st and 2nd video, the mind was just going crazy with like, what are you saying? What are you doing? You know, chatter, chatter, chatter. And the easiest way to like snap out of that is just to talk about it, you know, so everything's out in the open. And that's exactly how I roll. So welcome to my channel. You'll be here. One of you, if you dig my vibe and you can understand what I'm talking about and it's of use to you, you will get this feeling inside of you that there's something about what's being shared here that you have to tune into. Trust that feeling. And if you don't have it, like, all good. What I'm going to be sharing here is just some honest conversations. Yes, I have expertise and knowledge, but that's not really the goal. That's not what it is. What I'm going to be sharing here is just what I'm passionate about. And in the moment, you know what I'm saying? Like in the moment of creating the video, like I have no idea what I'm talking about here. All I knew was that I was going to welcome people to my channel. What's coming out of my mouth is all just, it's just coming out. And I have no idea. There's no real plan as to what I'm talking about. And if you're here for that, you're here for that, you know. This is not, yeah. This is going to, like, there's not going to be a channel where the videos are 4 minutes because I want to satisfy your, you know, like my partner, he watches YouTube videos and just skips through them, you know, because he's like wanting to get somewhere and wanting to do, you know, he's just, and then on to the next. This is not one of those places. We're here for depth. I'm here for depth. And I know that not a lot of people are. A lot of people are going to be like my partner who are just like, just give me the thing. Show me the thing, give me the thing, whatever. And that's fine. There'll be a small percentage of people that will sit down with a cup of tea or a cup of whatever you drink and put this on the big screen, maybe just on their phone and their headphones, and allow the wisdom of what is being shared here to permeate through your being and activate you and guide you, right? Just a little bit about my favorite things to talk about, so that you can get an idea of what I will be talking about. I'm going to talk about my favorite things to talk about, my favorite people who I learn from, and yeah, like just to give you more of what to expect. Favorite things to talk about when it comes to knowing yourself are human design, gene keys, shadow work, archetypal psychology. Okay, those are my jams. That is my jam. Human design, gene keys, shadow work, archetypal psychology. 4 posts of my house. This is what I live and breathe all day, every day. It's not just something that I talk about when I'm online. When I'm not online, I'm reading about it. When I'm not reading about it, I'm contemplating. When I'm not contemplating, I'm observing my own behavior, right? This is not something that I just do for a living. It is a choice every single day to pioneer my own frontier. And that's how I'm going to be talking about this. I'm going to be bringing you personal experience. I'm not going to sit here like some, expert, which I kind of am, but I'm not, that's not how I'm coming at you. I'm speaking to you from experience. I'm speaking to you as a 2-4 splenic projector, right, who knows herself and who has spent years and years and years absorbing information in through my mind, and then getting to a point where I realized that that's not really the thing. And even more so beyond that is understanding that I am the thing. I am the medicine, not what I know, not what I know about human design, not what I know about gene keys, not what I know about shadow work, not what I know about archetypal psychology. None of that is the thing. I'm the thing. I'm the medicine. I'm the vibe. A select percentage or select few, small percentage of you through the screen will vibe with that. And then like a larger percentage will be like, nah, it's not my jam. Right. And that's totally cool. My intention for this channel is to connect with the select few, the small percentage of you that dig this shit. And then we can go deeper. We can connect on other platforms, social media. I'm a 2-4 projector, so I crave depth. Like the larger percentage of you that, or people that won't dig this, there's a reason for that, because my being is not set up for the larger percent of people. My being is set up for the smaller percentage of people, and then the depth. All right. So these are the things that we're going to be like talking about. This is going to be like the tone and the vibe of it. Yeah, and we're going to be here for it. Now let me talk about some of my favorite teachers, resources, just the things that fill my soul. So obviously human design, gene keys, archetypal psychology, and shadow work are my jam. Let me talk about teachers, resources that I've learned from. So Conversations with God series, love it, right? Love it. I often speak on these teachings in my own way, of course, but if you've read the series, then you'll hear that coming through. Not necessarily my language, but my attitude, right? Another one, Carolyn Mace, New York grandmother style, like grandmother energy, wisdom of archetypal psychology, and mysticism. She's my jam, more than my jam. She is. I wish. I mean, I wish she knew how much she meant to me. But yeah, huge influence on my journey. How I found Carolyn Mace was, everyone has kind of heard of the book Women Who Run with the Wolves by Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes. And I have read a lot of other literature by Dr. Pinkola. And Carolyn Mace and Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes, they did a book called Intuitive Power, or something to do with the intuition. And because they're both Jungian psychologists, and they were just jamming, right? By the way, if you're on my channel, like, don't quote a damn thing that I ever say, because I'm just jamming, and the words don't really matter to me, right? If you want to, I would highly recommend cross-checking the name of that book, because it's probably wrong, right? I'm less concerned with the words and more concerned with the way in which I feel when I'm speaking the words. I'm more concerned about the way in which you feel when you receive the words. So we'll just put that one on the record in case you're like taking notes or something, and like, you know, the mind is taking notes going, I'm pretty sure that that's not how you spell that, say that, you know, that's not what that's called. No, that was in book 1, not book 4. Like, don't quote me on shit, you know, ever. And just upfront, none of this is my financial, legal, whatever, practical business ever advice. Okay. That's a kind of an inside joke, but what I'm trying to say is, like, don't quote me on shit, you know, be here with me, jam with me, go deep with me, and we'll have a good time. Try and work out what the hell is going on here with your mind. What I'm saying with your mind, you're going to get hurt, meaning you're going to bump into things that I'm saying and blah, blah, blah. It's going to be bumpy ride. So Carolyn Mace, Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes, they did this book, and that's where I found Carolyn Mace. She is, if you've ever done any archetypal psychology kind of work, profiling systems, whatever, it's likely anything to do with self-esteem, it's likely come from her work. Who else? That's really where I'm, you know, those are like my main kind of influences, like the main tools and like influences in my world are, you know, those are my giants. Richard Rudd, obviously, of course, from the Gene Keys. When it comes to human design, my sensei, my crazy gangster teacher that I've learned from is John Martin, from Human Design Hawaii. And we've had many a fun time on a call or two, and yeah, just absolutely jamming out as splenic projectors. I love Uncle John dearly. What else? Who else? Last but absolutely not least, my greatest teachers are my students, the people who come alive and lit up by what I might be teaching or talking about, the people that have stumbled across me online, the people that have come to me to learn something, to hold space for them, to help them know who they are. These people, these students are my greatest teachers. And I make sure that they know that every step of the way. They are who I talk to and create, we weave together. So these people, these men, these women that I've worked with over the last 6 years, as a coach who was here to help unearth people's, worth, and to help people know themselves, my greatest teachers, hands down, are my students. And in some way, I am their student, yeah, that felt really true and just necessary to say. So welcome to my motherfucking channel. You know what I'm saying? I feel called to leave this one here, but I trust you get the vibe of who I am, what I'm about. And if you haven't picked up already through my mannerisms, my attitude, I'm about self-responsibility, honesty, and taking fucking ownership. That's what I'm about, in the most fun, loving way. my students, my people would call me hard. You know, there's been a couple of conversations where it's like, she's scary, in the most fun, loving way. I truly have chosen a life to be in touch with the intrinsic world, with the intrinsic patterns that happen behind this, you know, behind the behavior, beneath the surface. You know, something happens in my world. I'm not, you know, I'm going behind it to figure out how that happened and if it's an ongoing thing or if I can prevent it, you know, or what I've got to learn from it, you know. Everything that happens in my external life is a teacher for the next moment. That's how I live. You know, clients come to me, students come to me and say, this happened. And we look below, we look beneath it for, is this an ongoing thing? And do you know, what can we do to prevent more of it, if, or what is there to learn? You know what I'm saying? What is there to learn here? What's the lesson in this? And so we've got to be honest enough, bold enough, brave enough sometimes to be able to have those conversations, because sometimes the things that I speak about and speak on, or people bring, like, hey, this happened, they're quite rough. And my question is always, what is the deeper lesson? And there's got to be a certain level of like boldness and courage to be able to have those kinds of conversations sometimes without all the story and the emotion and, like, you know, around it. And sure, there's plenty of space in my world for emotion and feeling and all of that. But yeah, you'll find out. So anyway, welcome to my channel. I could go on, but I'm going to leave it here. So take good care. Leave me a comment. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that thing. Subscribe to my channel. And if you want, otherwise just search me up every time. Like, people that I follow on YouTube, I don't subscribe to their channel, and there's a reason for that. It's because I'm OCD about like how all my YouTube is set out. So I don't like to have all these like subscribe things. Maybe I'll subscribe to like the things that are like really, really like, oh my gosh. But really, I don't check like the little alarm bell notifications. And when I want something, I'll go to it. Like, if I'm going to go to Uncle John's channel, I'm going to type in Human Design Hawaii. When I want to find something on Carolyn Mays, I'm going to type in her name. So actually, you do you, whether or not, you know, up to you whether or not you want to subscribe and ring the bell. Totally up to you. All right, that's all for now. And we'll catch you soon. Bye.